Alright guys, welcome back to this C++ video tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be talking about the continue statement. Now before we do that, I've just realized that the updated version of C++ can still perform an operation without this my_return_0. So I'm going to take away my_return_0 and it's still going to work for me, because when I run this program like cout and just a simple hello like this, now after C++ reads all these codes over here, it's going to return 0 automatically for me, even though I don't have it over here. So build and run, and now I have hello being printed out on the screen. Now the former C++ version wouldn't have accepted this program, but with our updated C++ we can do away with our return 0. So from now on I'm going to take away my return 0 from my program, and it's still going to work for me. Okay, now we are talking about the continue statement. Now in the previous tutorial we were able to learn a little bit about the break statement, and we saw how it breaks a loop, or it can also break a switch. Now the continue statement, what it does is this one will not break a loop or a switch, but what it does is it will skip a remaining statement in a certain body of a loop, or let's say of a switch. Then after that it will proceed with the next iteration of the same loop that it is found inside. Okay, so for us to really understand, let's get to the ground, and let me have a variable int a, and I'm going to perform a for loop here to use my continue so we can understand. So I'll say for a equals 10. Remember I'm starting from 10, and I'll say a greater than 0, that means a is 1 or more. Then I'll say a minus minus, that means it should start printing, it should start subtracting from 10 to where it gets to. Okay, so after this I'm going to open my nice body for my loop, so I'll give it a very nice brace over here, and in this brace what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say, remember in the previous tutorial we used the break statement. This time around we are using the continue. So I'll say if a now equals 3, then our program should continue. Okay, so do it something like this, continue this way, then your semicolon. I can bring it down also here like so. Okay, so now that it knows that if a equals 3 it should continue, then I'll go ahead and print out my a like so. Then let me give it a comma over here like this. Okay, so now what this program is going to do is, first of all, it's going to loop from 10 to 1. Okay, now if it gets to 3, or if the loop gets to 3, the value 3, it will continue the loop. Okay, meaning is going to skip this number 3 and move to number 2. So in our program number 3 is not going to be printed. Let's check, build and run, and I have an error over there. Okay, so there's certain intruder over here. Build and run once again, and as I said, I have 10 9 8 7 6 5. Now when it gets to number 3, it's going to skip and continue the loop. Okay, so 4, there's supposed to be 3 over here, but it will skip number 3 and move on to 2 and 1. Okay, so that's how the continue statement also work. It skips a certain statement to go on with the next iteration in the same loop. Okay, so that's the continue statement for you. It's really simple. Just keep practicing with that and you will become a genius with that. Okay, so that is it for this tutorial. Bye bye.